Hello viewers, welcome to my channel. I am Hasham Ali Khan. In this video, I am going to explain you about the meaning of a company, a joint stock company. What are the characteristic features of a joint stock company and what are the different types of companies? This question is frequently asked in examination. So watch the video till the end with full concentration. So first of all, I'm going to explain you about the meaning of the term company. Before that, take the screenshot of the points which I have written on the board. Then I'll explain all the points in detail. Now, a company is an artificial person created by law. There are different types of business organization called sole trading concern, partnership, company, etc. So what is a company? A company is an artificial person which is created by law. It is a business organization. So there are different definitions given to the term company. According to Justice Marshall, he says a company is an artificial person. First of all, it is just like a person. A person can enter into contracts. So a company can also enter into contracts in its own name. The only thing, we natural persons have physical existence. We can see, we can touch, but a company is an artificial person, intangible. We cannot see, we cannot touch the company. So a company is an artificial person, invisible and intangible, and existing only in the contemplation of law. That means law says that this company is existing, means it's an existing company. It is not seen, it is intangible, it is invisible and contemplates only in the eyes of law. According to Companies Act 2013, all the companies are controlled, governed in India by Companies Act 2013. So what the definition regarding company is given by this Companies Act? A company means a company formed and registered under this act or an existing company. So this definition given by Companies Act 2013 has not given the features of the company. It only says a company means a company which is registered under this act, Companies Act 2013, or any existing company. Existing company means a company which was formed under any other act other than Companies Act. So before this Companies Act 2013 was Companies Act 1956. So any company which is registered under Companies Act 1956 and any company which is registered under Companies Act 2013, all are companies. So this is the meaning of the term company. Now, characteristic features of company. So first feature, voluntary association. Nobody has make it compulsion. There is no compulsory that a association of persons should be there. It is voluntary. Voluntarily, a few persons will come together to form the company. Secondly, separate legal existence. A company is different from its owners. Owners and company are different. Owners are the natural person, a company is the artificial person. Just like a person can enter into contract by purchasing the things, by purchasing a number of items, selling the items or holding the items. Similarly, a company can purchase the assets and purchase the any other item, hold the items and enter into contract in its own name. That's why it is having a separate legal existence. It has a perpetual existence. Perpetual means continuous. That means the life of the company does not depend on the life of the members. The members may come and go, but the company will go forever until and unless it is wound up. So it is having continuous existence. The liability of the member is limited. The shareholder's liability is limited to the amount invested in the business, and any amount is due on their shares. No, more than that, they are not personally liable to pay. Then shares are freely transferred. In case of public limited companies, the shares are freely transferable from one person to another person. At any time, a person can purchase the shares and also sell the shares. If it is a private limited company, there are restrictions on transferability in private limited company. For public limited company, shares are freely transferable. It has a common seal. Just like a natural person will enter into contract by signing, by putting a signature. But a company is an artificial person. It cannot act on its own. The company's actions will be taken by the agents. The agents of the companies are the directors. So directors will act as an agent on behalf of company. So what the directors have to do, any act of the company should be signed and it should be stamped. That stamp is called common seal. So on whichever document there is a common seal of the company, that means the provisions are binding on the company. Separation of ownership and management. The ownership and management is separate. The owners of the company are the shareholders. They are the investors. But the management of the company is in the hands of board of directors. The board of directors will manage the company, but the real owners of the company are the shareholders. So there is separation of ownership and management in case of company. Next one is number of members. For number of members, we have to see whether it is a private company or a public company. If it is a public limited company, minimum number of members are 7, maximum unlimited. There is no limit on maximum number of members in public limited company. But private limited company, minimum number of members are 2 and maximum are 200. Then must be incorporated. Until and unless a company is incorporated, it will not come into existence. Company will come into existence only after incorporation. So incorporation means registration. The company registration is compulsory. Without registration, no company can function, no company can exist. So these are some of the features. In examination, you will get a question. What are the characteristic features of company? I just now have explained. If you have watched with full concentration, you can write easily in examination. Next is kinds of companies. The companies can be divided into number of types. The first type of company is company limited by shares. Company limited by shares means those company in which the liability of the shareholder is limited to any amount unpaid on the shares. Whatever amount is unpaid on the shares, that much only is liable. For example, I am the shareholder. I am holding, suppose 1 lakh rupees worth of shares, out of which 80,000 I have paid. 1 lakh rupees shares I am holding, but so far I have paid to the company only 80,000. 20,000 is my liability. If something happens to the company, if the company is wound up, I will be liable only to 20,000. Whatever amount is unpaid on the share capital, that only is the liability. Apart from that, there is no liability of the shareholders. So company limited by shares means that company in which the liability of the shareholder is limited to any amount unpaid on their shares. Now, company limited by guarantee. Actually, there are some companies which are formed not for earning profit, but for providing service like art, science, culture, religion, etc. So these type of companies which are formed to promote art, science, culture, etc. are called companies limited by guarantee. In this case, the members will give an undertaking to the company that in the event of winding up, I will contribute so and so amount to the assets of the company. So till the company is wound up, no liability of the members. The liability will give the promise that if the company is wound up, I will pay so and so amount to the company. That is called company limited by guarantee. Next one is unlimited company. A company where the liability of the shareholder is unlimited. Not only the business assets, but also his personal property is also liable, just like a sole trader or a partner. Then for foreign company, a company which was incorporated outside India but having a business activity in India. So any company incorporated outside India but doing the business in India is called a foreign company. Government company. Any company whose paid up capital 51% or more paid up capital is held either by the central government or state government or both. So any company where more than 51% of paid up capital is held by central government or state government or both, it is called a government company. Then one person company, name itself is clear. Any company which is owned by a single person Only one member is there. That's a one-person company. Statutory company. Any company which is formed by passing a special act in the parliament or state assembly. Any company which was specifically formed by passing an act in the parliament or in the state assembly, it is called statutory company. Example, RBI, LIC, UTI, all these are called statutory companies. Private company. A company, it means a company having a minimum paid up share capital of 1 lakh rupees or such other higher amount of capital and which has by its articles. So any company whose paid up capital, minimum paid up capital is 1 lakh or such other higher amount, but its articles of association must contain 3 restrictions, 3 provisions. The 3 provisions are: restricts the right to transfer the shares. That means the shares of a private limited company are not freely transferable. Shares are not freely transferable. Second, limits the number of members to 200. That means maximum number of members in a private limited company is 200, not more than 200. If the number of members exceed 200, it will become public limited. If the shares become freely transferable, it will become public limited. The transferability of share is restricted and number of members are limited up to 200. Thirdly, prohibits any invitation to the public to subscribe for any security of the company. This private limited company cannot invite the public to come and subscribe for our securities. We are issuing shares, debentures, bond, please come and purchase the shares. This cannot be done by the private limited company. They cannot invite the public to come and purchase their shares. So 3 provisions: first, restricts; second, limits; third, prohibits. This condition must be there in article of association, then it will be called a private limited company. And the name of the company must end with the word private limited. So every private limited company must end its name by the word private limited. Public limited, it means a company which is not a private limited. That means if any of these conditions are not satisfied, then the company will become a public company and has a minimum paid up capital of rupees 5 lakh. Minimum 5 lakh rupees paid up capital must be there, then only it will be called public limited. Now, small company. A small company is a company which paid up capital does not exceed 50,000 rupees. 50,000 or rupees 50 lakhs, no 50, yes 50,000 it is called, and turnover of which does not exceed 2 crore. Turnover of which, if it does not exceed 2 crore. And lastly, listed company. Listed company means a company which has its security listed in any recognized stock exchange. Remember, all the company's shares are not traded in the stock exchange. Only listed company shares are traded in the stock exchange. So when the company listed its securities in the stock exchange, the company will be called a listed company. So in this video, I have explained you about the meaning of the term company, characteristic features of the company, and what are the different types of companies. Inshallah, we'll continue the next topic in the next video.